I would like to introduce my wife Bonnie to the Park Parents Swingers Club. Oh, sorry, that's next week. Unaccustomed as I am to public speaking, and being of a shy and retiring nature, I intend to keep my speech short.
Good.
Thanks for coming, and the wife looks nice.
Back up again.
Ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests, guests of no particular distinction, President Nick, relatives, friends, freeloaders, hangers-on, gypsies, tramps and babes, anyone else who may have wandered in, like Andrew said. My ex-girlfriend and I would like to... Alright, let's get it over with then, you're down to cheer. On behalf of my wife and I, firstly, I'd like to put an end to the rumours that we had to get married. When Bonnie put on Facebook that she was with child, she did in fact mean me. I will make the speech short, as I'm down to get the wife out the back and give it a good scene to. I'd say the kids squirming now.
Taxi for Paul.
Having said that, this may be the only time that I would have with my wife and mother-in-law and Dawn in the same room and not get interrupted. So I may be some time. You all know the drill. There will be a series of toasts, so try and stop yourselves from guzzling down your drinks on the first one. Mention no names. You are all about to witness a unique event in history. The very first and last time that my wife is going to let me speak on behalf of both of us. However, it is a privilege and an honour to do so. I just hope that so soon into our married life, I don't let Bonnie down. We hope you enjoy the gifts we have given you to remember this day by. As usual, I seem to have gone overboard again on eBay. To be honest, I didn't really know where to start with this speech, so I thought I'd try the internet, and after a couple of hours I found some really, really good stuff. But then I remembered I was supposed to be writing a speech. It's lovely to see. It's lovely to see so many of our family and friends here today to help us celebrate this special day. I know that some of you have travelled a long way to be here, and it means a lot to us. It really wouldn't be the same without you. It would be a lot cheaper, but that's not the point. As I see, most of you have made an effort to look nice too. Thank you all for coming, and we would like to thank you for the cards and wishes. We were overwhelmed by your generosity with gifts and vouchers, and if it's okay with you, we wish to donate some to two charities that are close to our heart. To Bonnie's place, which is in fact the kitchen, and the Reunited Dry Drinkers Society, otherwise known as the RUDDS, which for those of you watching on YouTube is a local pub. And it helps able-bodied people to realise what it's like to lose control of your legs and speech. Unfortunately, it's not been possible to have everyone here that we love. Bonnie's dad passed away just recently, and my mum and dad died a few years back, but we know they are with us in spirit, and they're not only in our thoughts today, but more importantly, they're with us in our hearts. So with them in mind, would you please all stand and raise a glass and join me in a toast to absent family and friends.
Absent family and friends.
I would like to say a big thank you to Bonnie's mum for being such a lovely person and for making me feel like I've been my new mum, I'd just like to say Bonnie's in good hands, and I shall do my utmost to make sure she looks after me properly. I feel honoured to call you mum. Over the last 2 years or so, I've really got to know Bonnie's family quite well, and apart from 1 or 2 of them, they're a great bunch. They have a great sense of humour, and they welcome me into their family from day 27. The first month or so, I was scrutinised, analysed, investigated, and finally, I remember Dawn saying to her mum, "Yeah, we'll keep them." Yes. And the token of my love, I'd like to thank Vera and the toast to Vera to say thank you. I'd also like to thank Andrew and Dawn for making me feel welcome into the family. And Andrew, your mum and I were so happy that you wanted to walk her down the aisle and give her the way today. I can proudly say that you did a fantastic job. Thank you. And thanks to Paul and Natalie for taking Bonnie into their heart. I can see how much she means to me. I felt it was only right that I asked all the family on both sides for their blessing before I proposed to Bonnie, and I'm pleased that they loved the idea, and I thank you.
She paid as well.
I must also thank my nearly though. I must also like to thank my best man. When it came to choosing my best man, there was only one person I could think of, but he was too busy, so I had to ask you. My best friend, my son and heir, I want to thank you for giving me an insight into what it must be like working as a taxi driver, relationship guidance counselor, and a hole-in-the-wall bank machine. He even has me down on speed dial under the name of Wonga.com. I hope that's a reference to the loans and not the characters in the advert. He knows me better than anyone, and yet is still happy to admit to others that I'm his dad. It's good etiquette for the best man not to look as good as the groom, so I thank you for sticking to that. I also want to thank Andrea, Adele and Paul and the staff at the Bluebell for doing everything to make this place look so glamorous and ensuring that we could relax, knowing that photographers from OK magazine were not allowed in and that we were in good hands. The meal was beautiful, and Adele, your puddings are lovely. It's a rare and beautiful thing when tears are shed in happiness, but we have had a bucket full of happy tears here today. This is the happiest day of my life, and I really must thank Bonnie for pointing that out to me. As most of you know, we met in the Goods. Bonnie was with a lot of her friends, and I was stood at the end of the bar on my own, waiting for someone who I knew to come in so I could tag along with them. In the meantime, looking at my phone, pretending I was texting one of my many friends. When I looked around and our eyes met across a crowded room, she smiled, and I thought, who are you looking at? Do you want it or what? met again later in the evening in the smoking area, or rather I stalked her, and I was desperately trying to think of something to say, but my brain was overcome with mush, and instead of being Casanova, I was more like Forrest Gump. And I just blurted out something like, "Are you a social leper as well?" But we got talking, and I got the phone number, and the next day arranged to go out on our first date, and it couldn't have been better. Bonnie helped me develop my listening skills, with the correct etiquette of not interrupting her. Even now, she still corrects me with "I saw," "I have seen," and other such grammar. It really is quite endearing and adorable each and every time she does it. Oh, and I've got responsibility now we're married. Bonnie's put me in charge of obeying her. She always says I never listen, or something like that. But at the end of the day, I will always say to her those three little words, "You're right, dear." But seriously, on that first day at the Cross Keys, the world literally melted away, and I fell for her. And at my age, it was a struggle to get back up. But that night, I fell in love with you, and you smiled because you knew. Falling in love with you was easy. We've made some lovely memories so far, and we have a lot to make in the years to come. I truly thank you for agreeing to marry me, and for making me the happiest man in the world. I think you will all agree that she looks absolutely stunning. And when I saw her, seen her, I saw her, she took my breath away. Now, if I had to single out one thing about why I love Bonnie so much, it would be the fact that she makes me happier than I've ever dreamed I could be. You have a beautiful sparkle in your eyes whenever you smile, and I intend to spend the rest of my life making sure that sparkle never fades. You wear your heart on your sleeve, and your gravy on your blouse. You are beautiful, funny, understanding, caring. I could go on and on with the plaudits, but I can't read your writing. I love you so much, Bonnie. Ladies and gentlemen, please stand and raise your glass to my bride. I was born with nothing, and I still have most of it. But today you have given me the world, and I give to you my heart and any other organ you care to fancy. And a promise to make you happy every minute of every day. So without further ado, I'd like to thank you all for being patient with me, and thank God that I'm finally going to sit down and shut up.